Well, Harold Hamm's with us on an important night, celebrating a wonderful donation to the North Dakota Heritage Center, allowing the Innovation Center to be built. Harold, tell us a little bit about this gift and about this Innovation Center. What do you think about all this?
Well, I think it's a great thing, Scott. I was intrigued by the story, and by the opportunity, to put something in place that tells, the tradition, wonderful tradition of North Dakota and its people. I thought that just intrigued me right off the bat, and I wanted to be a part of it. So here we are. I didn't expect, anything like this tonight. This is over the top, and I didn't know I had this many hunting buddies in North Dakota. But we got a lot of them here.
You sure do. And I tell you, when you gave your generous gift of $1.8 million, they obviously were at the very infancy of this project, and now well over $10 million, on their way to 15. So you got a lot of followers.
Well, yeah, it's nice when other people do follow and do the same thing. I felt like that once it got started, people would see the benefit, and they have. They've come forward, and it's just a great outpouring.
I've always joshed you about having kind of co-residency with North Dakota as a lifelong Oklahoman, but obviously Lion's Share Continental Resources investment is right here in good old North Dakota. Talk a little bit about what it is about North Dakota that's special.
Well, we certainly have a special play up here. There's just one Bakken. I keep saying that, and it certainly is the truth. Great fields keep getting better, and this one has. The Three Forks has been a wonderful addition to, the Middle Bakken Dolomite, and it just keeps getting bigger and better, and that's a wonderful thing. There's a lot more good things about North Dakota, of course, and its greatest resource yet is its people, and a lot of those good people work for Continental, and a lot of them are here tonight.
They sure are. It's a lot of fun. Well, let's talk a little bit about innovation. I noticed in a conversation you had with some investors recently, the amount of time that it's taking to drill a particular well continues to shrink. The efficiency and, of course, the technology, just the amount of oil you're able to get out of the ground, is really extraordinary. Talk a little bit about the role innovation and technology are playing in your business.
Well, this whole play has been about innovation and technology, and the secret to all these resource plays is just one thing, and that's horizontal drilling. It lets us reach the immobile portion of the oil. So horizontal drilling is what does it for us. So now America and the world has moved on to the next phase. We got the conventional oil, the oil that was moved to conventional reservoirs, and now we're able to go after what was known or thought to be immobile. And that's a much bigger resource yet. So it's a very fascinating and great time that we're in today.
And, how much is that needle moving? Just even in year over year, the amount of production increases and the efficiencies and time seems pretty amazing. Look out 3-5 years with that curve continuing. What are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at energy independence in America, North America, including Canada and Mexico, in the next 10 years. When I first began talking about that, other people didn't. They didn't. They thought maybe I was out too far on a limb again, and I kind of like being out there, And anyway, now they realize that is very possible. It's very doable, and it's what we need to do. And we need to support our government to help us do that. And we've not had that. They're claiming credit for it now, but in a lot of regards, they've stood in the way of progress, and that's too bad. So anyway, we've kind of done it without them, in spite of them, and we're continuing to do that. So that's the big thing. That's the main thing, is energy independence. You weigh it in lives, and lives lost. If we're fighting wars every 500,000 barrels a day, production means a lot of lives lost. So every 500,000 barrels a day that we've gained here in North Dakota, for instance, that saves a lot of American lives, and that is the big thing.
We last saw you when you were introduced as an important part of the Romney campaign on the advice he's seeking on getting to that energy independence in North Dakota. There's a lot riding in America, rather, a lot riding on this November election, but I know a lot of us have great confidence that Mitt Romney's taking counsel from you on this. If he is elected in November, God willing, how do you see the threats from government, regulation, taxation? Even the judiciary branch has gotten involved in attacks on the oil and gas industry. How do you see that changing? What will happen as a result?
Well, I think as a result, we'll see a lot of these onerous things rolled back. That's just been an obstacle and hurdles for all of industry, not just our industry, but we're seeing it across the board, not just for oil and gas, but all industries. The response by this administration has just been to put their foot on your neck. That's these threats and continued threats against business is not what makes the economy grow. And we're seeing the net effect of that. The economy isn't growing, and it's hurting America, and we've got to have something different. And we see that coming, and a better day is ahead of us.
You get a sense that the Governor Romney gets this 100%. What kind of questions does he ask? What kind of feedback is he seeking from you? Give us a sense of your comfort level with him and how quick those changes could be made.
Well, Governor Romney has put together a wonderful team, and I'm glad to be playing just a very small part in that. He does get it. He gets it very well. The reason the energy is at such a high level is because the Obama administration has been wrong on energy. They've had a philosophy of shortage and scarcity, and we have abundant energy in America, and so the Obama administration has just been wrong on energy.
A lot is happening fast here. I call it drinking from a fire hose. I spend a lot of time where you have an operation in Tioga at Continental Resources and cities like Stanley, North Dakota, and Ray, and Williston to Minot, and everywhere in between, Watford City, and it feels like the Wild West. It's really a lot of fun, but there are some challenges, obviously. As someone that really knows this industry well and knows the future well, what advice do you have to community leaders and citizens and neighbors in North Dakota about the challenging times right now, but the opportunity also from it?
Well, North Dakota has a wonderful opportunity. Few people can even grasp the opportunity that we have. We're getting the infrastructure necessary to carry out the work, and that's really good. We're running slightly over about 200 rigs, 206 or 7 rigs now in the state, and that's not a huge load. Oklahoma runs 200 rigs. Texas runs 800 rigs. So we'll find out that that's not the biggest load in the world, and it's fairly well consolidated in one area of the state. Most of the state's not affected by it, except for the good things. The money that flows from oil. A lot of good things flow from American oil, and here in North Dakota, we're getting the effect of that. Seeing it all over. It's going to help education. It's going to help everything. We're seeing a wonderful effect of it already.
Why do you think there is the negative? I mean, you open up a newspaper and they're talking about crime is up. Yeah, well, everything's up. There's more people. There's more hamburgers being sold. There's more tax revenue coming in. Yeah, it seems like folks take challenges and pick them apart when really 49 states would love to have our spot right now.
There's always naysayers. Some people are just against fossil fuel development, period. And whether it be coal or oil or whatever it is, they just want to shut it down. In fact, North Dakota needs to shake the negativism. We need to stop it. There's not any place for it. There's so many good stories out there, it's unreal. Very few small ones, incidents happening, and some people make a big deal out of every one of them. We need to shake it. We need leadership, great leadership in this state. A few people are providing it. Everybody needs to get in tune with it. So I see a great future for North Dakota.
If we don't shake the negativity, and I see some of that as well, really it's just a way of thinking about it. It's putting it in context, because there's certainly challenges, but every one of them are manageable with a good old-fashioned North Dakota work ethic. If we don't shake it, though, what are the threats here? Do the hassles and the negativity slow the momentum? What's the threat if we don't shake the negativity?
Well, I'd ask you if you've ever seen negativism ever help anything. I'm a very positive person. I don't let little things stop me. I try to look beyond and do the right thing, the hard thing sometimes. Face the challenges and move accordingly, and I believe that. It's a culture that we need to shake here in North Dakota.
Sure do. Harold, congratulations on a due and proper honor for a good man. Our best to you and everybody at Continental Resources. Thanks for your generosity, and thanks for your love of our great state.
You bet. Well, I do love this state. It's home to me, and we're glad to be here. Thanks, Scott.